Have the Niners been putting up a smoke screen this whole time with their draft plans at number 3? Anthony Davis is nearing a return. Can he prove his worth before LeBron comes back? And Dr. J thinks the Nets are buying championships like the Yankees have done in the past. Good Friday, everyone. Welcome to First Things First. Jenna Wolf, Nick Wright, Brandon Marshall, Kevin Wilds. Nick, is that what's happening here? The Nets buying their title this year?
With respect to the 12th greatest player in the history of the game, he is very, very, very wrong about this. We will discuss later. All respect, Doctor, but you are wrong, my friend.
Nick's got
they're not going to win the title, and they're not buying it.
And refers to it
Doubly wrong.
All right, we'll get to that.
Terrible job.
In just a bit. We got to start this morning, though, with the quarterback conundrum up in New England, as in, who's it going to be? Lucky for us, the one guy that knows, Bill Belichick, held his first offseason press conference yesterday, shed some light on the quarterback situation, albeit very dim light. On the potential starting quarterbacks in the draft, quote, it's definitely an interesting group. On what he's looking for in a quarterback, quote, there's a lot of ways to do it. On if he'd reach and overdraft a quarterback, quote, that appears to every position on the board. Classic Belichick, always the overshare. Nick, we'll start with you. How much pressure is on Bill Belichick to draft the next franchise quarterback for the New England Patriots?
Well, I think there's immense pressure on him and every team that does not currently have a quarterback to find a quarterback and to get a quarterback. The problem is, though, a simple one. It is damn near impossible to get that quarterback drafting where the Patriots are in this year's draft, because if the Patriots stay at 15 and take a quarterback, they are going to be taking the 5th quarterback taken. We know quarterbacks are going 1, 2, 3, and it is almost impossible to imagine that picks 4 through 14 don't have at least one quarterback taken. And the history of quarterbacks taken as the 5th quarterback or later in their draft is a grisly one. Wilds, I know everyone always says Tom Brady, Tom Brady, Tom Brady. Since Tom Brady, we've had 20 drafts. And I looked it up this morning. There have been 250 quarterbacks taken in those 20 drafts. So take out the 80 quarterbacks that were the 1st, 2nd, or 3rd, or 4th quarterback taken in their draft. You're at 170. Yep. 3 have turned into stars. Lamar, Dak, and Russ. Now, side story that points to there's still a bit of a quarterback inefficiency in black quarterback evaluations, but set that aside. 3 have turned into stars. 6 have turned into legitimate starters. Cap, Dalton, Schaub, Jimmy G, Cousins, and one I'm forgetting. I'm going to look quick. Oh, no, just those 5. And then Tyrod Taylor, you could say, and Jacoby Brissett were borderline. So that's 10 of the 170 who ever became starters, and only 3 of the 170 who became legitimate franchise quarterbacks. So, Wilds, if you guys aren't going to move up from 15, you've got, historically speaking, about a 1 in 55 chance of getting your guy as the 5th quarterback in this year's draft, and those odds are not in your favor.
Okay, good, because we're speaking the same language, buddy, because you know what? I don't think there's any pressure to draft a quarterback. I think there is immense pressure to win now. Tom Brady won the Super Bowl. We need to win. The fact that we missed the playoffs, we need to win. Haven't missed the playoffs in back-to-back years since the Clinton administration. Brandon, the fact that we spent $175 million in free agency means we need to win now. And on draft night, you hear players get described in 2 ways. They've reached and got the quarterback of their future. The problem is sometimes that guy's not the quarterback of the future. Sometimes that guy's a total bust. And then you hear this. Oh, he'll be able to come in and make an immediate impact. Boom. That's what I want to hear from the Patriots. Whether we move up, whether we move back, I want a guy that can come in and make an immediate impact. And after hearing Cam on the House of Athlete podcast and how long it takes him, a full year to pick up the Patriots system, I don't think we can have a Roethlisberger rookie year, RG3 rookie year, where a guy comes in and is successful and can win right away. I want a guy who makes an immediate impact, and I think the pressure's on Belichick to win this year.
Well, yeah, I mean, they're in uncharted territory, right? Like, if you have a strong quarterback, then your team can be a little weaker. If you have a weak team, then you need a Tom Brady, a strong guy that can cover up all the little mistakes that the team may make throughout the week or on Sunday. But this has always been about the system and not the quarterback, Nick. There is no pressure on Bill Belichick. Think about how this dynasty started. Go back to 2001. What happened? Week 2, Drew Bledsoe goes down, knocked out of the game. Insert second-year player Tom Brady, drafted in the 6th round with the 199th pick. They finished the season 11-5, and they win the championship. Fast forward to 2008, Nick. What happened there? First game of the season. Boom, Tom Brady knocked out, ACL gone. And what happens? Matt Castle comes in, goes 11-5, and then everybody in the NFL saying, wow, Bill Belichick. I feel like that was the year where everybody said Bill Belichick's the GOAT, because they finished 11-5 with Matt Castle. What happened to his career after that? Like, went to Minnesota, didn't really do much. Josh McDaniels. Oh, man, just a career
My Chiefs
backup.
had him. I had to watch him for 3 years. It was terrible.
Right.
Trust me, I remember the Matt Castle era.
That was the year.
Trust me.
So then let's fast forward to 2006. We got Deflategate. What happened with Deflategate? Tom Brady, he suspended the first 4 games of the season. Insert Jimmy G, Jacoby Brissett, and they go 3-1. Yeah. It was always about the system for Bill Belichick and not the player. Jimmy G goes on to get a $100 million contract. Jimmy G, you know, he goes on to be a starter. They get a 2nd-round pick for him. And I truly believe that he feels the same way. He's not feeling pressure. He's not feeling rushed. He's trying to get the job done, like Wild said, where it's time to win now. You don't have that strong quarterback. You can't reach. But what you got to do is build that team up around him. And with the $175 million, that's exactly what they did.
So, Brandon, you are right over the expanse of history, and you are right on big picture once we're far removed from it. But it is so hard in the now, even if I mostly agree with you, to say it's the system, it's the Belichick, you know, it's the complementary players. When Tom Brady leaves, the team misses the playoffs for the only time they've missed the playoffs post-02. The only other time was the year they didn't have Tom Brady. They did win 11 games, but 08. And the Patriots stink, and Tom Brady wins the Super Bowl. If you were writing a script, if when Brady signed with the Bucs,
coincidence,
we would have said before the season, what is the worst case scenario for the Patriots? We would have said, well, it's not that realistic, but the worst case scenario is Tom Brady goes on to win the championship. The Patriots miss the playoffs, and they miss it in large part because they have one of the least productive offenses in the league. That's exactly what happened. So, Brandon, I'm not saying your analysis is wrong. Right. I'm saying in the moment, I think it feels a little skewed because of how differently the 2 seasons went for Brady and for Belichick, which might add a sense of urgency. The problem I'm trying to bring up is, urgency or not, Brandon, I don't see an obvious fix at the 15th pick as someone that's going to come in and be better than Cam.
Yeah, well, Nick, if that was the case, then where's the sense of urgency? A lot of quarterbacks on the move this offseason. The only rumblings that we heard about the Patriots going after a quarterback was Stafford, and it was really from Stafford's camp saying, I don't want to go to New England. I got a house out there in Long Beach or wherever it is out in California, and I'm trying to get back there. So if it was about the quarterback and he felt the pressure, you would feel a little bit more